Alrighty, so let's begin this, shall we?
Yep.
Alrighty, so Patrick, I'm very grateful that you made the time for me, and so my first question out of 25 is, where are you originally from?
Montreal.
Montreal. Alrighty, that's kind of where I thought it was, because I remember reading about it. And what made you get into motor racing?
I won a race on a short track speed skating. One race is a championship, and my dad brought me to a go-kart track as a gift.
Ooh.
And I started karting. After that, I switched to racing.
Nice. So it was one thing that led to...
I was 11 years old at that time.
Oh, wow. And that's pretty cool. What got me into motor... Yeah, what got me into motor racing was when I saw the Talladega race in 2009 on television, and Brad Keselowski won the race as a rookie, I believe.
Yeah, Talladega is always exciting.
Yeah, and what I like about Talladega and Daytona is that it's unpredictable who's going to win the race.
It is.
Yeah. So who was your biggest idol in motor racing?
At the time, it was Ayrton Senna was quite a big idol of mine.
Ooh.
And Richard Busch.
Yeah, he was great. And I know a lot of people in my family that don't follow motor racing, but they do know a lot about Ayrton Senna.
Yeah, and of course in Montreal we had the Gilles Villeneuve.
Oh yeah, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. That's the one track that I really wish. That's the track that I wish that NASCAR didn't take off the calendar, because that was a good race.
Yeah, it was always a good race, always unpredictable.
Yeah, for sure. What is driving on a road course track like compared to an oval track?
It's funny because I've always preferred ovals, probably because of the speed skating.
Ooh.
It was kind of something that I always truly enjoyed, and it's very different though. A lot of braking, hard acceleration on a road course, and when you talk about ovals, it's mostly I would say rhythm. They're two very different types of racing.
Nice. Yeah. I've always liked road racing, and I do a little bit of karting myself, and I'm always good at road racing compared to ovals.
Yeah, it's funny because people think oval is easy. I think it's very hard. I think it's hard as a course.
Yeah, for sure. And if I had to pick, and this is just a comment about one of the previous questions I asked, if I had to pick an idol of mine in motor racing, I would have to say Kyle Larson. And last year I met him at the Cup race.
Ah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, have you met him?
He's a nice guy. Yeah, I did. When I did the Indianapolis and Sonoma race.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I encountered Larson. I kind of encountered him and had a funny moment with him. I encountered him when he was in line for a Porta-John, and I asked for a photo.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If you get in line at a Porta-John, you'll meet all of them. So that's where they go before a race.
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking that when I go to the NASCAR Xfinity race this weekend, I'm thinking that I might stand by that area.
Yeah, honestly, we all have to go before the race, so.
Yeah, definitely. What was racing in kart IndyCar like?
It was, oh, sorry, because I'm driving at the same time, but it was a lot of fun. Both cars were insanely fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the scariest and fastest and most craziest moments in my career. It was pretty intense because we lose a guy every year, or there'd be something, you know, and bad crash, and it was fun. I mean, back then I remember racing in Fontana, and the grandstands were completely packed, and I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's only in IndyCar and NASCAR.
Ah, that's really cool. And what made you switch from kart racing to NASCAR stock car competition?
Well, I did a race in Montreal, and it went really well because Paul Wolf was the crew chief for Bratislava. He was my crew chief, and then we qualified on pole, finished second, and that's when Ray Evernham called me and asked me to drive one of their cars for Watkins Glen.
Ooh.
And I drove at Watkins Glen. It went pretty well, and then they called me to do a test on an oval, and the test went pretty well.
Nice.
So they, it was pretty cool, so they hired me.
Yeah. What did Kevin Harvick tell you after the Montreal race when you congratulated him?
X Games 13 coming up next on ESPN2. But right now we're trying to settle a NASCAR Busch Series race in Montreal, and it's gotten wild here in these last 15 minutes or so. This guy's knocking around for final finishing spots on a restart just a moment ago.
Two different wrecks. You have this one here in the front, then you have another one coming right behind it. Kevin Harvick gets pushed off the track. He says, thank you, Scott Pruitt. Scott Pruitt gets into Ron Fellows. Ron Hornaday gets into Burton. Brad Coleman comes in, and it's just a little parking lot down there.
And while all that's going on, the guys up at the head of the pack racing for the lead trade the top spot and some paint as they go up the backside of the course.
Robbie Gordon, we didn't see how he got alongside of Marcus, but obviously he did. And Marcus like, well, I'm not quite sure I want you there. And he picks his back tires off the ground.
And so Marcus Ambrose back in the lead after giving it up to Robbie Gordon for probably about 100 feet. And then Robbie came back up alongside Ambrose and said,
hey, how you doing?
I'm not pleased with you at the moment.
No, not at all. We said earlier that Marcus hasn't made anybody mad other than the 55 car.
So we're coming to the green flag. We're being told, Robbie Gordon's still in line in second place on the racetrack. We're being told that he is going to be back around 12th place after they've reviewed the scoring and put him in and determined that that's where he should be. That's what we're hearing. He still hasn't yielded that spot on the racetrack yet.
Well, you know what? I think the cat sitting in 5th might win this race because they all said a green-white checker. They're not going to make it.
NASCAR is apparently communicating to Robbie's pit, those officials you saw standing there, saying, "Hey, you've got to drop back in line." I'm sure the response coming back from the race car is, "Don't like that call."
No.
But
and forward, behind the 33. We need to get behind the 33, or we're going to get black flag. Behind the 33.
That's what's going on now as we come to the restart. So Andy Pilgrim in the 88 car for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team is going to be in second place. We've still got a couple of guys side by side there.
One spot if we go behind the 33. Green, white, checkered.
The
33, I don't see him.
28 of Janssen and the 21 of Harvick. And we are going to have an extended race because we are under caution now NASCAR has a rule that if the race would be under the caution flag as the conclusion of its scheduled distance approaches, then they will add what they call a green-white checker finish. So they'll wave the green flag, run a lap, wave the white flag, which in NASCAR is the signal that you're on the final lap of the race, and then come back to the checkered flag. Once they do start that white flag lap, though, if there is a crash or something that brings out a yellow flag, then that's it. The field is frozen. The race is over at that point.
Doesn't look like the 55 is moving behind the 33.
No. So we'll probably see the black flag for Robbie Gordon here. The question is, what will we see between Robbie Gordon and Marcus Ambrose as we come to this restart? It got wild last time down in these first couple of corners. What's it going to be this time? See that coming, could you?
He might just have to drive off the island because NASCAR might be just a little mad at him.
All right, so the lead is changing hands here now. Kevin Harvick has just gone out in front. A confusing situation to this race. Robbie Gordon may now be first in line on the racetrack, but the lead belongs to Kevin Harvick. Now, here comes the driver from Quebec, Patrick Carpentier, try to see if he can catch Harvick and pass him for what would be the win.
These fans are going nuts here. And remember earlier that the 22 got spun out. Harvick, he's up on the wheel. He's got the wheels. Uh-oh, he's off the track.
Here comes Carpentier, looking for a way around. Harvick gonna block, and they're stacking up behind him.
We didn't see, but Andy Program got into, uh-oh. There we go. This is awesome.
Max Pappas in the one right there. Harvick trying to block. Carpentier looking inside.
And just 2 more laps yet. Andy Program got in the back into the side of the 59, so Andy was leading the race for about 2 feet.
So here they come to the white flag to begin the final lap. Kevin Harvick is the race leader. Patrick Carpentier in the 22 from Quebec is second, trying to find a way around. Max Pappas is third in the one. 13 corners to go.
Patrick got in a little hot there. He's opening up the chance for Kevin to get away.
Here comes Max Pappas inside of Carpentier. They're going to make the corner.
One of them. Okay, Shane said they didn't have enough fuel. This is going to be a nail biter.
The big hairpin turn coming up might be Carpentier's best opportunity to pass Harvick if he can get close enough. He's not right now.
Got 2 more braking zones to reach him.
Now they'll make that run down to that big hairpin turn. Look at Harvick sliding sideways.
All these guys, they're up on it, and as fast as they'll go, they're going.
Listen to the Quebec fans screaming. 1, 2, and 3.
1 more corner to get it.
They'll come to the end of this long, high-speed straightaway, jam on the brakes, have a quick right, a quick left, and onto the final straightaway where the checkered flag will be waving. Kevin Harvick started at the back of this field. Is he going to be able to hang on and get the win? Carpentier trying to find a way around, but Kevin Harvick is going to go from worst to first, and Kevin Harvick's name will go on the winner's trophy in the inaugural NASCAR Busch Series race at Montreal.
That's just awesome for that race team, boy. They, like I said, look out! So much to tell these guys. The race is over. Look, there's still guys spinning down there.
Well, I'm not sure Shane Wilson actually believed his car would be going to victory lane, Marty, but they are.
A huge victory, the first winner ever in Montreal. Shane, your fuel mileage worked. Good job.
Well, yeah, no, that was an awesome race. You know, we didn't have the best car today, but we just soldiered on and had a little bit of luck, and Harv did an awesome job, man.
He drove that thing like crazy right there at the end. Were you afraid he might run out?
Oh, no, I'm not afraid. It was just a great race. I love racing hard like that. It was fun. It was a great time today.
I'm thanking for not kicking him off the racetrack at the airport.
So he was thanking you for not wrecking him, pretty much?
Yeah, exactly. Because back then I was only doing one race, so I could have wrecked him easily and win the race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you weren't running for points.
Yeah. Yeah, but I never raced like that, so I was like, yeah.
That's good on you, man. We need more stock car drivers like you in the world. I'll say that. So, yeah. What was your reaction to leading?
Yeah, but funny enough, he gave it back to me later on.
The middle one. Take your time. Thanks. Yeah. If I were not going to do it, you won't believe what I'll do.
We're now joined in the infield media center for Sunday's Lenox Industrial Tools 301 pole sitter. Driver the number 10 Berlin City Auto Group Dodge, Patrick Carpentier. Patrick is also the first Ray Bestos Rookie of the Year candidate to take a pole since Denny Hamlin did it in Richmond in September 2006, and the first one to do it at this race. With all that, Patrick, tell us about your run.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with, you would have told me I would have struggled on the road course last week and get the pole this weekend. I would have said you're crazy, but but this is amazing. I mean, the car was good this morning, and but the guys made a few changes at the back, and they really hooked it up. It was stuck in the track this afternoon and got around the corners. I just brake, got in the middle, and right full throttle by mid-corner, so we shut out of the corners. And I was going for the second lap, and I was going, I think this one's going to be a little bit better, and I was hoping I was going to be in the race. And he said, shut her down, you're on the pole. So that was great. I mean, we got a local sponsor this weekend with Berlin City Auto Group. They got dealerships in here in New Hampshire and Vermont, so it's great. You know, it's a good thing. And I got to also thank Dodge, because we have a good engine, and they gave me good engines to qualify to make sure we'll make the show. And this weekend we got a really good one. That's what I told them this morning. I said, man, this weekend it's got a good one in there. So I got to thank these guys and everybody. I mean, Valvoline and LifeLock that's been on the car this year, because without them I wouldn't be here. But I want to be here for a while, so this pole position is great.
We'll now open it up to questions from the media. Again, as a courtesy, please state your name and affiliation.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Dominique Fugère, le Journal de Montréal. Patrick, est-ce que tu as fait exprès pour attendre que ce soit la course la plus près de chez vous pour décrocher la pole position?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer both English and French. He asked me if I'm gonna answer French, but he asked me if I did it on purpose to wait till it was close to home to get pole position. M'a dit qu'il n'y a pas meilleur timing que ça. C'est incroyable voir des gens. Puis le but, c'est de grandir le fan base de NASCAR. Puis les gens au Canada s'en viennent de plus en plus fans de NASCAR. Il va y avoir beaucoup de gens ici en fin de semaine en autobus, et puis ça va être fantastic. So what I said is, I said it's amazing. I mean, it's really amazing to be close to home. There are going to be busloads of people coming down here, and that's what the objective is, you know, is to grow the fan base of NASCAR and to bring more people in. And a lot of people in Canada are starting to be fans. So hopefully on Sunday I get to stay there for a while, but that's going to be the hard part. But I'm enjoying this today. This is great. I have one story that I gotta say. That you're gonna ask?
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, we came here a couple of years ago because we wanted to race NASCAR. We've been trying for a while. Been trying to get in the Gong Show, and didn't work out, and I came with Robert to work together. And we came here with absolutely nothing. And we started talking to NASCAR people, and Robert said, he organized me a press conference. I said, what are you organizing that for? I have nothing to say. And anyway, we did the press conference here, and there was a lot of people, and actually came out pretty good. And that's how it got us started, and got us started on sponsorship for the Montreal race. And that's what started it all. Actually, it was right here. We had the press conference on the other side, and it's the first time it went out, and that was 2 years ago. And now, if you would have told me in 2 years, I remember we were by the fence down at the back, and I was holding the fence watching Tony Stewart race the other car, the late models. Was it on Saturday or something like that? And I was like, man, that would be fun to do. You know, these guys, they race anything, they race any series, and I want to be here. And you would have told me we got a pole here, I wouldn't believe you. But this is great. This is great.
Just to follow up on that, Patrick, Michael Vega, Boston Globe, can you tell us how meaningful it is then 2 years later, you know, to be on the pole here and to kind of bolster this season that you're having?
Yeah, honestly, I would have got a pole last week on a road course. I wouldn't have been as happy as what I am now. I mean, to me, NASCAR is all ovals. I've always loved ovals. Always wanted to race on the ovals. And when they told me, well, if you want to make a good impression, go on the road course in Montreal. But I said, they're going to label me as a road course guy, but I want to do ovals. And this is what I like. This is what I really like. So to get a pole on the oval is unbelievable. I'm really happy. It's always going to be there, and hopefully it helps for me to stick around for a few years, because I enjoy the sport.
So you're hanging on the fence in the backstretch?
Yeah, we're in corner 2, right at the exit of corner 2. We're both there looking at the races, the practice, and stuff, and we're like, man, that would be great to be driving one of these, and we're here now, so that's good.
Lewis.
Yeah, no disrespect to Roger Penske and Ryan Newman's win at Daytona, but the Dodgers suffered until Casey came around and your team. Can you pinpoint where the progress was made this year?
Yeah, it's been amazing. We tested all winter, tested really hard, and Casey and Elliott has been developing the car really hard also, and it's teamwork. I mean, Ray's organized the team and put some people in place, and with Mr. Gillette buying the team and focusing on the sponsorship side of it, and having some guys on the technical side of it, everybody kind of does his job more than having. It was a lot. I mean, for Ray to do everything with sponsors and this and that, the sport I think has grown too much to do that. And now Ray comes in and helps, and he calls me every week, and he gives me some tips and different things. And Casey and Elliott really work together well. I mean, these guys, as soon as I find something on a car that's good, I give it to them. But I'll be honest with you, more often it's them that's giving it to me for now. But in the future, we hope to give them some more. But it's been amazing. Just the team. Before, I think, like from last year, for me, when I came in at Phoenix, there was not that much communication with the team. It was more like a 3 single-car teams than 1 3-car team. And this year is really, truly starting to be a 3-car team, and they're really working for the guys, and we get meetings together and everything, and the team's just coming together, and it's been fun to watch. I mean, I came in at the right time last year, everybody struggled, and they picked me up, and the team's coming back up, so I'm really fortunate.
Oh.
Yeah, when I got the pole at the loudest, I believe it was either outside or right behind me, and I think it was outside pole. But before the race, he came and he said, "If you get a good start, I'll tuck in behind you and I'll let you lead a few laps, and after that, I'll let you go by." And that's exactly what he did.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Field out of turn 4, green flag in the air.
Whoa, Carpentier lights up the racetrack, and this is what I think
we talked about in the countdown screen, you got to be careful because all these guys are bumper to bumper right now. So if they start lining up on the bottom, well, Patrick is fighting hard on the outside.
And Patrick got a great start. I mean, he just drove away. That's a rookie start. You saw how he didn't wait until they throw the green flag. He just took off, which was good, but that was
really go, bud. Good job. Y'all be getting a little heat in them now. Check the bottom, getting in.
That's for the lead. Harvick looking inside once again. Harvick should get it here, and Bobby Labonte will try and follow.
No, but it was good that Patrick, at least for 5 laps, was out front. He kind of let this thing stretch out a little bit, so if a couple of guys got underneath him, there was a hole for him to get to.
Yeah, because you know how we talked about it before. You can get hung on the outside here, especially when guys have good tires on and just get freight trained like you see at Daytona and Talladega. They just drive by you.
This is for the lead. Kevin Harvick has it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming.
Actually, hit me 2-3 laps, and then he just went by and never time again.
Oh, wow. That's good on Harvick to return the respect. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and I was kind of happy. So that's kind of when I realized I didn't do it for nothing. You know, it kind of paid off there.
Yeah. What was your reaction to leading 7 laps at the Glen in 2007?
Race fans, welcome back today's Grand Marshals, Governor Elliott Spitzer and Sergeant First Class Roy Mitchell, with the most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
And Kenseth decides to make a move early on and takes the point away down in turn 1.
He did it because he could do it. He had a big head of steam. He got into turn 1 underneath Jeff Gordon. Jerry, you got to get it done when you can get it done, and Kenseth did it just then.
That's a key move right there for Matt Kenseth because he can get 5 points if he can lead this first lap.
It kind of looked like Jeff Gordon kind of tiptoed down into turn 1. Didn't know what kind of brakes he was going to have. He was a little careful. Now he gets back.
He didn't tiptoe through the interloop.
No, he didn't like getting past, that's for sure.
So much for being patient at the start and not being aggressive early on, but Jeff Gordon has retaken the lead in about a quarter of a lap. He takes the lead. Denny Hamlin, here's the battle now for 3rd position. Off the track, here's the 12 car of Ryan Newman, and the splitter on the front of that car looks like a snow plow. He's picking up gravel.
That's going to cause a little problem, too, because these rocks are going to fly off of that. You see the rocks flying all over the racetrack.
David Reagan, the 6th car, first time ever at Watkins Glen, and that will indeed bring out, as you said, Andy Petrie, a full course caution. They got all kinds of gravel on the racetrack.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Ryan Newman, he got off in the gravel traps and stayed in the throttle, exactly what you got to do, because if he would have slowed down, he would have been stuck. So he stayed in it. Stuff is flying everywhere, but take a look at that front splitter. A lot of concern whether that's strong or not, but it's holding up and it's just banging through everything, and he clears it.
Green flag waves once again, and here comes Tony on the straightaway.
He's got position on Jeff Gordon right here. Open up the door for Denny Hamlin.
And when you got position on the inside like Stuart Scott, he's the first guy to the right-hander, and you do not want to be in that outside lane. And wisely, Jeff Gordon tucks right in behind him.
On the opening lap of the race, Jeff Gordon got passed in turn 1 by Kenseth, but then he ran him down and passed Kenseth back on the back straightaway. Let's see if he can catch Tony Stewart here. Looks like Tony is just pulling away. Vickers spinning. You see Rudd go by. He comes back right across right in front of Rudd, and there's the Army car.
Yellow's out.
Regan Smith. Looks like Regan Smith got the worst of that, too. Full course yellow.
Jamie McMurray will lead him down into turn 1. McMurray, who sat on the pole at Infineon earlier in the year, becomes the 3rd different leader here at Watkins Glen this afternoon.
His team
extremely excited. Those are the first laps, believe it or not, that the 10 car have led all season long. You can see the team going back over the wall. They've lost the BDR influence. This is all a Gillette-Evernham team. Car pushing just a little bit. Just make a slight air pressure adjustment. 4 tires and fuel, no chassis adjustment. They're down to the way.
15.6 second stop, and that's not bad for guys who just pitted a car about 2 laps ago. What's the 99 car?
Looks like Carl Edwards dove inside of Kyle Busch here, and Kyle didn't see him, didn't know he was there. It's spun around.
I tell you, that's just a racing accident right there. They're both going for the same real estate, and they come together. Nobody meant to do that at all, that's for sure. Let's see what Kevin Harvick saw out of the front of his car. He's coming off of turn 10, down to 11 right now. You see them both get together. Kevin's like, which way is he going? Smoke. Man, looks...
Down low, down low. And that's probably why the full course caution came out, because of that big smoke cloud down there. They didn't want everybody running into that thing full bore and running into each other.
Look at a replay here, getting into one. You see the car wheel hopping, spinning. A lot of the guys that wheel hopped and went off straight, but this wheel hop situation just turned Tony right around backwards. And thank gosh they paved that. That used to be a gravel trap a couple years ago, and the drivers like this much better.
Oh, that's a great example of wheel hop right there. You can see the car just shaking up and down as soon as he started hitting that brake pedal. And when your wheels are hopping like that, they just have no grip whatsoever. That's why the car just spun around on.
Yellow flag waving again here with 38 laps to go. Reed Sorensen, the 41 car. We were just talking a moment ago about the fact that the 41 car has spun and that he had not been on pit road since lap 16, was getting ready to come in another lap. He was actually coming in next time by. Here's the 48 car down and exiting turn 10. Now watch him headed into turn 11 as the caution's getting ready to wave.
Keep on digging. You got a car sitting that caution's out. Come on.
That's the same incident we saw with the other cars earlier. Juan Montoya gets underneath of him. Jimmy doesn't know he's there. Comes across. You kind of blaming on both of those guys. Now let's take a look at the 41 car now. He gets into turn 1. He's on the outside of the course. Oh, he gets loose. He spins. And now the problem here, he can't get it refired. He's stuck down there at the bottom of the racetrack in turn 1, and it won't start.
With Bobby Labonte pitting, that will give Jeremy Mayfield the lead of this race. And as you see Labonte trying to get up to speed. We have spinners everywhere. The 07, Clint Boyer, the 12 of Ryan Newman, who brought out the first yellow of the day when he got in the gravel. And one car slowing down is the 8.
99. But
looks like he's got a real problem here.
Looks like they've lost an engine or something.
Green flag waves again here at Watkins Glen. Just 18 laps to go as Jeff Gordon will lead him down here. Denny Hamlin, Juan Pablo Montoya all the way across the racetrack.
Oh, I saw that one coming. Truex gave the 42 Montoya a shot. Oh,
he gets hit by Jeff Burton in the left front.
Harvick's really mad at Montoya right now. He's parked in front of him. He's not going to let him move. They both got an issue.
How did that contact happen from the get-go?
Well, we had a very long first gear, and our restarts were always slow. And it's a little disappointing because, we had a really fast car, so I went for the inside to defend the one car. And he pulled me. He just hit me behind on the braking, and he spun me. And when he spun me, I collected the 29, and I got out of the car, so the car was completely trashed, and I went to Kevin and said, it wasn't my fault. I got hit from behind, and he started shouting and grabbing me, and I don't appreciate that,
Let's show you again. Here's what happened on the restart with 18 laps to go.
Take a look at Martin Truex. Gets in the back of Juan, gets him all sideways, gets him sliding, rear gets on it, gets into Harvick. Montoya didn't do that on purpose for sure.
And that's what I was talking about. Harvick didn't realize all this had happened. All he knows is he got contact from Montoya.
Enter the inner loop, Andy. Gets sideways, gets punted from Kurt Busch.
Yeah, gets a little help for the 2 car.
Well, I tell you, that is not where you want to get stuck, because now he's got to get a record to pull him out.
has spun around with 2 laps to go, the leader.
Record up, keep going, keep going. Come on, come on. Keep digging hard.
White flag for Tony Stewart, trying to pick up his 3rd win in 2007, and his 4th win here at Watkins Glen. Kenney hold off the charging 99 of Carl Edwards, who, by the way, is driving with an injured thumb, a previously dislocated thumb, and a bandage, trying to shift gears and hang on to that steering wheel.
Well, Jerry, he just cleared the most critical part on the racetrack, turn 1. That has ate everybody's lunch today. He's just got to get through this inner loop clean. Let's watch him get through here. Nice, smooth turns, not aggressive. You see Carl Edwards' left front tire in the air. He's driving hard. And Andy, turn 9, coming to 10. He's about got this thing home.
Carl's not giving up, though. He's just trying as hard as he can to get right to the bumper of the 20 car, Tony Stewart.
Carl's got 2 more shots, the entry at 10 and the entry at turn 11 to catch him.
And Carl goes off the racetrack.
Edwards off in the gravel. Here comes Tony Stewart out of turn 11. And congratulations to Team Chevy driver Tony Stewart, winner of the Nextel Cup at Watkins Glen.
Tell me about the last part of the race. First, you're behind Jeff Gordon, then Carl Edwards is behind you. How did you see it all unfold?
I saw Jeff lose it the same way I lost it. It's, it was both of ours to lose today. I mean, Jeff and I by far had the best 2 cars, and we just had to keep the pressure on Jeff and hope he made a mistake, and that's what happened. I had my spotter tell me about Blaney going up the hill and lost too much momentum, gave Carl too big a run, but thing was awesome the last lap.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Tony Stewart has won at Watkins Glen today.
That was crazy. I still have a picture of the pit box timing monitor and me up front. And I just went to a wedding, and somebody gave me as a wedding gift, actually, that car in a frame that they painted. And it was special. It was that car for me was special. It was different. It was so huge compared to anything else. And I was always impressed with these guys and all that. And get a lot of fuel up front there. For sure it was pit stops and all of that, but still I was really happy.
Nice. That's good on you, man. And you did pretty good in stock cars, I would say, for a guy that was new in the sport, for sure.
Yeah, I wish I would have done it for a longer time. The funny thing is, Ray Evernham, when they signed me up, they actually signed me up for 3 years. And then we had a couple of years as an option. And Ray Evernham said, well, if they don't sign you up for 3 years, there's no point picking you up, because you're not going to do much good the first year. Second year will be a little bit better, and the third year we'll find out if you can do this or not. And I wish I would have done the 3 years, but hey, that was it. It was a sponsorship question at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what. Yes, in my opinion, NASCAR has kind of become the sport where they're picking up, drivers that have a lot of money rather than taking a risk on some drivers like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess they need the money now to run these cars, whether it's NASCAR, F1, or IndyCar. It's getting more and more expensive. So
yeah. Did you hear that Roger Penske purchased the IndyCar sport?
I did. I was amazed with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, he's Roger Penske. He's really shooting for the stars in his career.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, and if there's any team that definitely deserves to own the Speedway, it would definitely be Penske, because they're the winningest team there.
Yeah, and I think he's a very straightforward and honest guy. So I think he's one of the only ones that could the series, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the team, everything, and still, I don't think he will be into a conflict.
Yeah, for sure. All righty. What was finishing second like in Montreal to Ron Fellows?
Ron Fellows, no stranger to victory lane in the Nationwide Series. After all, he's won 3 times, but those victories came at Watkins Glen. What would a win mean for you here in your homeland?
Awesome, obviously. Being on Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Gilles certainly a hero of mine and lots of Canadians and lots of people worldwide. You know, the French Canadian fans are just, and the Canadians in general, we're pretty passionate about sports and particularly racing, and certainly the popularity last year of this race has been incredible, and it was an exciting race, very entertaining. I don't expect this year to be any different, but this will obviously be a huge win, and you know, try not to get too pumped up.
None of the lead cars is coming in except the 5 car, and that is Ron Fellows. So he is the only one in the top 10 to come down pit lane. There comes the 33 of Ron Hornaday as well. Hornaday was 12th on the racetrack, so they're going to give up some track position. We'll find out how that affects him when we come back. Leads by 42 seconds as everybody else has pitted, but he is still out there running strong. But will he make it to the end? We think he's definitely going to have to stop again, even though it is raining and they're getting better fuel mileage. So our 4th caution of the day for the heavy rain, and Fellows would have probably had to stop again, but if he could have maintained that 40-45 second lead, he probably could have gotten in and out.
Well, he was
maintained it.
Marty, he was going to have to stop around lap 59 anyway to get fuel. He was no way in the world he's going to make it to the very end, but if they do call this race right now, hey, he's looking in pretty good shape right now. The drivers are telling us across the radios that it's just so hard to see. They have no visibility whatsoever. And as it's getting darker, the color looking out the windshield in the darkness is starting to blend together, and the vision is just going away at the moment.
They just said it's over. All right, so it was a great race, a lot of fun, and see y'all next week.
Boy, that's the way to break the news, huh, fellas?
Well, take a look as the 5 car has been told. In fact, they got the word before we got the word. So congratulations are going to go to Ron Fellows and the number 5 team as he picks up his 4th career Nationwide Series win, the other 3 at Watkins Glen. We'll talk to him right here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve when we return in a very soggy but a very happy day for Ron Fellows. Stay with us. Was his hero? He's finally won here. Fellows climbing from the car right now, and what a wild day. How would you describe it?
That is difficult. I mean, you know, we've had a little bit of that in over in France with the Corvette Le Mans, but first, you know, Dale Jr., thank you, GoDaddy.com, Chevrolet, and the fans here. They stuck it out the whole time. That's just amazing. These guys are great. This was good fun. Now I got to try to beg Dale Jr. to let me run next week.
You told me earlier in the weekend you used to come here as a fan, as an impressionable young race car driver. What's it mean for you to win here?
Well, you know, Jill was one of my heroes, and I didn't wear the T-shirt during the race, just out of respect for Jacques. But I got it back in the hauler. This is incredible. I'm gonna lose it, honey. Come here. Yes, get over here. I don't know how many more of these we're gonna have.
It was fun. It was crazy. I think it was raining a lot that time.
Yeah.
And Ron was yelling for people to stop the race because it was raining too much. And because we were catching it, so I was yelling at people not to stop the race because I thought it was only a light breeze. It's crazy how much it was raining, but Ron ended up winning it. So that was good. He's a great guy. So I was happy for him.
Yeah. And what was the reception from the fans like when Ron was able to win for the Canadians?
They were going crazy because there were a lot of people in the stands from where he's from, and and Toronto and everywhere. And so it was really good. It was really good.
Cool. What was driving?
Yeah, everybody likes Ron.
Yeah, and yeah, I really like the guy as a road course ringer because he should have won a couple cup races, if not many of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what was driving for Michael Waltrip racing like?
Marco's just hitting his lines right now, Marty.
Oh, no.
Right on.
Oh, look to the left. Patrick Carpentier, he has pulled the car off, and his 27-year career is going to end as a spectator out on the racetrack.
Marty, I think you can see the emotion in his face. You know, if this is the end, it's not the way that he wanted it to finish.
Going a big puff of smoke, and Robbie Gordon's got damage.
Oh, my gosh.
What the heck happened here?
Well, it looks like he made contact. You can see the hood is crinkled up, and he may have busted an oil line from the oil cooler, Rusty, something, something under the hood.
It's a hard hit, whatever it is.
Now, they were going at it back and forth. They were mixing it up as aggressive as you can be and survive. Obviously, it looks as though it took its toll on him.
All right, we were putting a period on Patrick Carpentier, and there he is. The crowd seeing him on the screen, they're giving him a cheer, and here's what happened to Robbie. Oh, just right into the
He
back.
just rams him. Wow, I mean, that's he just picked the throttle up, and it got in the back of him.
And then looked like Allgaier and the 66 of Stephen Walls got together, and Allgaier was able to get around him. And there is the end result for Robbie Gordon, who had a great day going.
Looks like he hurt an oil cooler, guys. That's an oil line causing that fire. And that's exactly where that's located at. So,
Rusty, that's a slow turn. I don't understand that.
He says, look at his frustration. He just can't believe he did that. A very small hit, but enough to knock the radiator and the oil cooler out of the car. Such a good run. A lot of frustration.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
Look at it. Every time our cameras, they see that on the big screens here, and listen to this crowd. What a salute. They're chanting Carpentier. They love their hometown heroes.
That is a first-class individual. You know, anybody that's met Patrick is better for it. He had a great career.
Let's go back and show you exactly what put him out of this race with only 7 laps remaining.
Gets underneath, or tries to get underneath Patrick. He does not have precision. Something failed in the drive line.
And everybody just goes flying by. And that's not the way, like you said, not the way you want to end your career.
He's a true pro, though, Marty. Just pulls this thing off course in a safe way, not to bring a caution flag out and impede the race. And look at this. He pulls over there. But what a great seat. Gets up in the grandstands to watch the most exciting part of the track.
And you know what? He's getting the tribute. He's getting the recognition he deserves.
So the fans will give him a salute as the other pace car, they have 2 of them here, takes him around the track. Stay with us. It's not over yet.
It was fun, actually. Michael was a great guy. Was always nice, and a few opportunities that I wouldn't have had if he wouldn't have been involved there. So I was thankful to him and NAPA Motor Parts also. But it was fun. It was fun. You know, I wanted to do more races, but he gave me one more than what I should have done. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good on him to do that. Yeah. What was your reaction? What was your reaction to finishing 11th at Sonoma in the 55 car?
It was good. Yeah, I was happy. He was really happy, and that's actually when he gave me an extra race. I think I did walk in Glen after that with him, and it was because of what we did at Sonoma. I was pretty happy.
Oh, cool. So results can pay off over time. That's good for you. And what was driving for...
it's good.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's good. It was really good.
Yeah. What was driving for Go Fast Racing like in 2016?
It was good. It was okay. You know, they didn't have a lot of money, and they were. I hadn't driven in a while, and when we got to Sonoma, I didn't have any testing, and we didn't do the practices because they didn't want to use up tires, and so it was they were super cool guys, but except it was kind of a tough situation for me because I needed more track time. So that's the only thing that was a bit of a bugger there. But yeah, that was it. Those were my last 2 races there in Indianapolis.
Alrighty. What was driving in Mexico City like in 2008?
That was fun. I always liked it. Made a lot of friends in Mexico, and people there at the heart. They're nice people, and always enjoyed it. Actually, I just a family in Mexico has always been great fans of what I did in racing, and always followed me. And we still talk today, and I sent them my last racing helmet I had for that I could give up, so they were pretty happy. So Mexico's always been an amazing place for me, and I always got along well with the Mexican drivers also.
That's good to hear. And so you knew Jorge Getters and the other guys then?
Jorge, no, I was more with Michel Jourdain, Adrian Fernandez when I was in IndyCar.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico a lot more when I was in IndyCar.
Alrighty. And I believe IndyCar raced there for a period of time, so yeah, that explains it.
Yeah, they were in Monterrey, Mexico, and Mexico City.
Alrighty. And what was leading a lap like? What was your reaction to that in that race in Mexico?
Oh, it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. Funny because Kyle Busch was with me in the truck when we did the parade, and just kept asking me, what do you break here, what do you do, and how do you do it? And then maybe I shouldn't have told him too many tricks because he's always really fast. But that was a fun weekend.
Yeah. Let me see if I have any. Oh, yeah, I have one more, which is what was your reaction to finishing 8th on an oval track in Las Vegas that year?
That was great. That was super cool. I think that was in Xfinity Series then.
Yeah, the Xfinity, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun because I think that's the weekend Casey Kane got sick. I wasn't supposed to be in that car. It was Casey that was supposed to be in it.
Oh.
And yeah, they said, well, you got to jump in the car and you're going to have to do the race. And I said, okay, no problem. So I jumped in the car and did the race, and actually the car was pretty good and had a wonderful race.
Yeah, and didn't you live in Vegas for a brief period of time?
13 years.
Oh, 13 years. So that was kind of your hometown track other than Montreal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty. That's pretty cool, man, and it's good chatting with you again.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. And you take care.
Yeah, and thank you very much for joining me today. And again, I'm an associate of Vic Sifton, so you can probably reach me through him.
Perfect. And say hello to Vic if you see him shortly.
I definitely will. I'll tell him hi for you. And before this chat, he told me to say hi to you as well, so that's pretty cool.
Perfect. Great, and wonderful guy.
Yeah, I really like him, and he says he's from Colorado to an extent like I am, you know. He lived there for a brief period of time.
Yeah. I know. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, man, I'll let you go. I'm a little bit lost on the road here, so I'll try to find my way.
Alrighty, no problem. And I'll keep you posted on when my project comes out.
Oh, super. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good one.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Alrighty. That turned out very well. Patrick Carpentier seemed even happier to talk to me. So pretty cool. Have a good one, all my followers, and thanks for joining me, even though it was only a few. So thank you.